Because you want to be negative yourself. I don't think so. Like, if you want to be an asshole, be an asshole. But like... Also, guess who arrived? What do we hear in the background? Am I jumping on my dick today? Oh, because I corrected him, and I'm gonna correct you too, May, if you don't act more normal. That's why. I didn't watch a few seconds of it, and I was like, but that was a while ago. I'll watch it. Next time to return, yeah.
Oh, hey you.
Oh,
Can we hang out for a few minutes? There's something I really want to tell you. The rest of YouTube will still be there afterward.
Is this an AI? Or is that actually the voice? My honest take is that I find this type of voices very annoying.
It's okay to not be normal. If hearing that is all you need, feel free to go back to the video feed now.
Not yet,
But
genius.
for anyone who wants specifics,
I
I'm
find it
going
annoying.
to elaborate with some examples from my own life.
I'm not
Part
binary
1,
autistic.
I'm weird about what I did this weekend.
We're getting
Every
somewhere.
Monday at work, somebody will ask me.
Did you do anything fun this weekend?
And I can't answer. I go completely mute.
That happens to me too.
I'm like this because when I was a teen, I was bullied for liking World of Warcraft.
You like World of Warcraft? Man, I wish.
These days gaming is a lot more mainstream, but I
Sometimes
grew
I
up
do
in the dark
wish I
days
liked
where
it.
being into something like Warcraft was a one-way ticket to social ostracization. I was already a weird kid, and revealing my weird interests to anyone just gave the bullies more ammo to use against me. Even the adults in my life would kind of wince if I said I was into video games. They tried to nudge me towards something more acceptable.
That was
like
before,
sports.
man.
I wanted so badly to have at least one normal hobby. I wanted to have something to say that wouldn't make them wince. I never managed to get normal interests, so the best I could do was to hide my weird interests. I learned that social interaction is a game of battleship. My job was to carefully
True.
obscure the strange parts of my life so that nobody could find my weak
Yeah, that's what killers do all the time.
points, like the dysphoria hoodie, but for my entire life. That's how I learned to keep myself
That's what killers and psychopaths do all the time.
safe as a kid, and I'm still behaving that way well into adulthood. I guess you could say that I'm constantly simulating my adolescent bullies in my head and making sure that I don't reveal anything they could use against me, and that's why I freeze when someone asks me what I did over the weekend. Wait, seriously, I can't tell my co-workers I played D&D this weekend because I'm scared some 13-year-old that I imagined might say something mean. It's okay, I'm grown up now. If someone says something mean, I'll be okay. I still freeze up a lot when people ask what I did over the weekend, but over time I'm learning to be more open.
I just don't want, because I don't want anybody from real life to like figure out that I have a stream, because that will be weird and they will be definitely annoying with it. And that's also what I do most of my day. So like literally most of my day I literally can't talk about it. So when it comes to conversation like that, it's like, yeah, you know, I just exist and I do chores and like, yeah.
Turns out that openness hasn't made me ostracized. It's made me friends. Some of those friends share my weird interests.
Aren't you socially awkward? Wouldn't you even be unable to anyways, even if you wanted to? I'm changing.
But I think some of them are people who like me for other reasons and just happen to find
And it's
me
funny, what's changing me is yapping so much.
approachable when I'm more open.
That's what's
All
changing
that
me.
masking my weird interests got me was lukewarm acquaintances, not true friends. It also led me to internalize a lot
The problem is that I still don't have any content to talk about, so it's still awkward.
of shame about who I am. And shame is the antithesis of confidence.
I just invent things.
Part 2, I'm weird about
lie.
face masks. Where I live, the default option is to not wear them. I personally
lie, by
find
the
them
way.
cute and comfy, and they make me feel more calm when I'm around people. It's also really nice to not have to worry about making the right facial expressions all the time. There's a lot of contexts where I'm afraid
always
to wear them
smiling when
because
I'm with
I don't
someone.
want people to think that I'm weird. But you know what? If they are cute and comfy and calming, then I'm tired of caring what other people think. If other people see me wearing a mask and calming, then I'm tired
I've seen this world. This is a very old beer chat world.
of caring what other people think. If other people see me wearing a mask and that makes them think a crappy thought, well, they can keep that to
Ooh.
themselves. And if they don't, I can tell them that their thought sucks and I don't want it. Don't waste space in your head carrying other people's mean thoughts for them. Hey, I just want to take a minute to slow the roll of the video here and to say something really important to me. When I make these videos, I always try to be honest about my experiences. I never want to misrepresent myself as someone who figured everything out and now my life is perfect.
Nobody has figured anything out. Like we'll die. We're all going to die without having figured out what our life's supposed to be.
As I was working on this script, somebody at work said something about my masks and
You
it
just
really
do
got to
things
me
and
for a
things
few
happen
days.
in return.
And that's okay. You don't have to
And even if you
S-rank
don't do
every
them,
conversation.
that'll still happen.
Actually, I found that I'm better at being confident when I don't rely on perfecting every encounter. Real confidence comes from knowing I'll be okay, even if something hits me pretty hard. That's all. Let's get back to the rest of the video now. Part 3, I'm weird about clothes. A lot of places excessively label clothes as being for boys or for girls. I spent so long seeing clothes that I wanted to
Oh
wear,
boy,
but
here
I
we go.
thought that I couldn't because they came from the wrong section. I was so scared to just live my life in a way that made me happy, because I didn't want people to think that I was weird. But that's silly. You should wear whatever feels nice to wear, and don't worry
True.
about what's on the tag. What?
That has changed a lot on the not so long ago. You see people wearing whatever, man. Nowadays, people wear whatever. Unless you're in like a redneck social gathering, you see people wearing all sorts of
What are they going to do? Call the cops.
Or if you're in Poland.
Attention Lillian, please put the cute boy's flannel down.
Oh no, Gerald. Gerald, pack up the green screen, we have to go.
On my orbs, I'm not going back. Tell the council I said fuck. I'll never testify against Chadney's. If I could just stop bungling around with...
Oh, that looks weird, man.
Code 3967 Wizard and Tomboy attempting to broadcast forbidden truths
That's
from
a
the back
gay
of a truck
wizard.
over.
What the
With
f, man?
confidence.
Get in.
We have authorized maximum silly, so I'm not going to try to make this perfect. I'm just going to say
This
what
is
I
the
want
first
to
time I
say
see
and
gay
just let
wizard
it
in my
out.
life,
I
man.
think
What
a
the
lot
hell?
of neurodivergent and queer people
Is that
are
a
scared
Polish
to
wizard?
accommodate their needs and satisfy their wants because they think it will make them seem weird. They think their lives will be easier if they can just slip under the radar by pretending to be normal. That didn't turn out to be true, at least for me. I tried so hard to be unassuming, agreeable, and unbothersome. Every time someone criticized or reacted negatively to any aspect of me, I tried to cut that part off. I reduced myself to such a feeble shadow of what I really am in my attempt to seem normal. And what did
Me
I
too.
get for it? I got report cards that said not meeting potential. I got performance reviews that said you need to grow in confidence with your communication. It just, I can't keep up with everyone's expectations for how I should be. When I first wrote this script, I thought this part was going to end with me casting the mask aside and declaring, "Witness my non-binary autistic splendor," but it hasn't been like that, at least not
Wow.
for me. For me, unmasking has been a quiet process. Wearing weirder clothes, new glasses, a pride pin, a quiet
those look
deprecation
cool, though.
of the mask behind the scenes. That progress hasn't been a straight line, and there's been some really difficult parts I want to talk about more. But that's a story for another time. For now, I want to say that every year I do this, I become a better, happier person. Embracing rather than hiding my weirdness is exactly what it means to have confidence in communication, at least for me. It means knowing who I am and not acquiescing to the things that I imagine other people want me to become. It meant telling this boss that I didn't want to work for them anymore, because I know that I am good and capable, and I know that I can do better than to stay in this crappy job that makes me feel bad. Now my performance reviews say things like this. That's because I finally stopped wasting my time trying to be normal and shifted that focus to being good at my job. In a previous video, I talked about how I dress in a really unusual
What
way
the
to
f-
accessory needs. I mentioned that I was scared
The
people
gay
would think
wizard
I was
has a
weird,
yip?
but then it turned out nobody cared how I dressed. There's a part of that story that I
Man.
left out. The part I
Is
left
that the
out
Twin
is that not only
Towers?
did they not call me weird, they called me chic. The real secret is that weird is cool, because weird is the vanguard of culture. By its very definition, normalcy is the antithesis of creation. The only thing that pretending to be normal gets you is lukewarm acquaintances and bad performance reviews. Own your weirdness. Don't let other people tell you that you're being you wrong. Don't be reduced.
Oh shit. Are those a page?
Well, she lived her life to the
Code
fullest.
1112, Wizard, Tomboy, and Patreon credits scattered across multiple lanes of State Route 71, requesting cleanup crew over.
How the fuck did the wizard survive if it was the one in the front? Man. Well, I think it's okay to embrace your wish. And like, not be proud of it necessarily, but like, just know it's there. Right? And like, not be too afraid to like hide it all the time. I also think you also gotta be normal sometimes. Like, it's easy to like not realize how some things may be awkward for other people until it happens to you. Like, for example, imagine there was a guy that really likes shit, and all he talk about is like what he does on his time about, like, for example, eating or like walking in shit. Like, you get the point, right? You get the point. You wouldn't be like too happy to talk to that guy if all he does is like talk about and how much he loves. So I think it's okay to embrace all these things and like be happy about them and proud. But like, chill out, you know? It's about finding balance for me. And I'm like the most non-judgmental person. But I get the way some people will get annoyed by like things. Sometimes you gotta be proud of your negative traits. No, I don't think so. Unless you wanna be negative yourself, I don't think so. Like, if you want to be an asshole, be an asshole, but like, if all you want to do is feed on society, well, to feed on society, sometimes you gotta follow the rules. That's how I look about it.